Welcome back. Welcome back. And I want to thank everybody that's been logging on, checking me out at $605526. Facebook that's been giving your views and sharing. And I want to just ask that you keep doing that because your views is what keeps me coming back week to week with the hottest songs or, the best episodes. So today, we're going to be talking about Detroit love and relationships. And my guest today we have is Dr. Timothy Love, who is a relationship therapist who has his own practice called Dr. Love. And I want to thank you for coming out and sharing your advice that you
Nice to be here. Nice to be here.
Great, great, great. So are you dating, single, or married?
Well, I just want to let you know, you especially, but
really?
That I am dating right now. I'm single and I'm ready to mingle.
Okay, I'm pretty sure all the lady wants to know, all the ladies probably want to know. You look very intelligent. You have a lot going on for yourself.
Oh yeah, I make a lot of money.
So what's your longest relationship? And how long was that?
I had an ex that I was with named Lila. I was with her for about 7 years and then she passed suddenly.
So sorry to hear that.
Oh yeah, it still hurts every day.
Okay. So name your favorite celebrity couple and why?
Off the top of my head, I say my favorite is Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Only reason is because they do what they want to do. They be drinking blood and, having threesomes and
they're wild. They're wild.
Oh yeah, and they don't care what anybody thinks.
Yeah, and I mean they're always stuck together, and I guess that's the most important thing, regardless on what your preference is, if you suck blood or whatever. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
Oh yeah.
So let's move on. Before we get into my questions that me and Detroiters want to know from you, Mr. Love, I'm going to jump into some of the updates that we do every week with some of the things that are going on here in Detroit. So, moving on, I want to talk about last week's update where I was talking to you guys about the city council and the changes that we're going to be making for Detroit to try to save us from being 60 days away from having a financial manager. He spoke and he stated that he's pretty sure Detroit isn't going to need a financial manager, and nor will this happen in 60 days. He's stating that he do believe that he will be able to save us from being in danger for right now, but the future he cannot determine, and that's what they're trying to get worked out. But the most important thing to see is that somebody's trying to make the effort to save us from being bankrupt here in Detroit. So
that's positive.
Yeah, it's very positive. So this does not mean that we're out of hot water, but it does mean that we're pretty safe for now. So if you want to hear about any more of that information, you can always go on to fox2.com and load up any information about that. But some other information I was going over for last week was about the Backpage murders, or the connection to the Backpage site where women were going on to escort. We also find out that the police and FBI have been searching the page to try to find out any information that could lead to catching this person or anybody that has to do with these women's deaths. In those deaths, we have 4 women from Detroit, 2 cousins that were found in the trunk of the cars were dead. They were found on the east side of Detroit, like 2 blocks over. Also, there were 2 women found in the garage as well, where they just identified the 4th victim that was inside of that trunk, which her name was Natasha Curtis. And all this information, like I said, or any information that you want to know, you should log on, like I said, Fox 2 Detroit, which always gives the best updates. But as well, if you know any information or anything that could save any other young black women here in Detroit, you should let someone know, contact police, because it's getting very dangerous out here for us women. I think that we as black women here should start watching out for each other, because no one else is going to do it. And the best thing to do is, if you know anyone who can possibly put someone's life in danger, you should let someone know as soon as possible. And so moving on, we have two mothers out of Detroit. One mother we've been speaking about for about 2 weeks now. Kalisha Madden's mother, Pamela Madden, has been searching for her daughter for over a month now. Her daughter was seen leaving her job early mornings, a bar on, I believe, Detroit's west side, where she left with the three gentlemen, two gentlemen, which we believe one was on crutches. And so we have no updates. Nobody is really talking. This is a mother of 6 that has not made it back home in over a month. Her mother is pleading every day, and people are, very saddened about her disappearance.
Wow.
Also, just hoping that you guys can do your best to, like I said, just keep talking and giving your deepest condolences. If you choose to, you could always go to my page on Facebook.com, or you could go to Kalisha Madden's or Pamela Madden's page on Facebook.com and check them out and give them your deepest condolences. And, anything, information you may know, contact police and just keep watching. So, that's the best thing you can do in situations like this, is just to try to stick together and be positive. Now, on different updates for this week, we have Detroit officers who have received pink slips. Well, this is what, their procedure is anyway.
It was about 108, right?
Yeah, it's 108 police officers that were supposedly receiving pink slips, but it's only just a procedure, something that, these officers have to do. They were hired under a grant from the Department of Justice, so this grant will allow them to, reconfigure, have it reconfigured, and technically they won't be losing their jobs. This is all something that must be done, but the officers, won't be off the street, or, you might think that you have a leeway with them in some ways, but some people must understand this is just a procedure. Hopefully they will still be around to protect and serve, because we all do need them here.
That's just what you hope, though.
That's what you hope. You hope that, because it does not always happen in some cases. So, Detroit, please don't think that the police won't be out washing the streets for now. I ask is that you police do your best to protect and serve our city by catching these cold-blooded murderers and finding the missing persons. So, the police also will be closing 4 p.m. to 8 a.m. daily at the stations to the public, starting today, actually. And citizens are outraged with the lack of assistance from the police.
That's just a shame, though,
Yeah, because a lot of the times, like I said, we barely can get an answer from police when we make calls, and so many things people are missing now, and it's getting worse and worse daily. Yeah. And for them to not be available when needed, or not to post up someone's picture because they feel like it's old, or they should talk about another situation in another city when, it's so many situations that's been happening, murderers over here in my neck of woods lately, that haven't even reached the news stations. And, before I even decide to go down and talk about them, it's important that we as the city see these things going on, and we start talking about it, and we're telling anybody that can help us change that, because being silent won't change it.
Exactly.
So moving on with another update, we're going to talk about Bianca Jones, who's also been beaten, and I've been talking about her for over a month now with the last 3 to 4 episodes. She has not been found. There is no new updates or leads on her disappearance. But in that same case, we also have police trying to get that warrant review, which probably won't happen to sometime this next month. But it's important that we do know that they are trying to get as much information as they can, because it went dry. I mean, they stopped searching for the young girl, months ago, and all the information or updates that you may want to know, the updates that you may pull up, they may come up, and they may look a little like this. You could check out at fox2.com information about these people, all the latest news or things that are going on in Detroit that you need to know. You can log on there. Some more new updates I want to talk about, which was Love and Hip Hop, which last episode we talked about how Chrissy got the ring and how everybody is so happy for her, which I am so much, because I think that her and Jim have been together long enough and they deserve to have some happy ending. But tonight's episode revealed a lot more behind Chrissy and Yandy's disputes, where Chrissy stated that she felt like Yandy crossed the line so many different times by even having problems with him purchasing items for her. The fight led to a lot of different altercations that night, with them guys. And I just feel like, I don't see anything good coming out of this because it will continue, if it's nothing done about it, especially on Jim's behalf, because he has to decide, or learn how to balance his personal and his business. So it looks like Chrissy is going to be kicking ass again, but this time did it ruin Jim's career? That's the question. So what's your view? And you could always log on at sexy.5526 on YouTube, give your comment on Facebook, give your comment and share it, because we want to know what you feel. So also in our last update of the week, the Lions lost Detroit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but at least we were at the playoffs, and the Lions just have to learn how to work hard and play less.
They're going to do what they got to do next year, though.
Yeah, and like I said, we are an underdog city. 1 minute we might be down for a second, but we always, I repeat, always get back on time. So we have to do that. Like I said, just Detroit Lions just keep pushing and keep working hard, and everything will be good. So moving on to today's topic, where we're going to be talking about Detroit love and relationships. With Dr. Timothy Love. So, how long do you think a person should date before sex, Mr. Love?
Well, I've never was one to measure it in years. I think that you measure it by the amount of dates or the amount of money spent. So I think about maybe around 3 dates or more. You know what I'm saying? It has to be more than 3 dates.
Yeah, and nowadays especially. But for women, it always varies because we women...
It varies, though.
It varies. Because we women especially, we like to move upon what we're attracted to, how good we feel about that person. But that's good to know that you feel that way.
Realistically, though, 3 days...
Realistically, 3 days would be good for a man, but realistically, a woman may choose 10 years. If she feel like it's a lot of bullshit going on, she's going to choose that. So moving on to the next question, how long should a person have a relationship before marriage?
Well, I believe that one also would vary, and I believe that if you stay with one another, it has to be anywhere past 2 to, however many years, but more than 2 years. But if, you all don't stay together, it can be 5 more years.
Yeah. And personally, averagely, when what I heard is sometimes you can be a relationship person up to 2 years, after that time deciding whether that's the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. So, do you believe that race has anything to do with relationships and how well they work?
Well, yeah, I mean, I believe yes, because racism is still rampant in the, in like the whole world. So it's always going to be a problem, because people always worry about how the world look at them, so.
True. It's so true. And different race of men and women treat people differently. And so I would say race varies as well, and it goes hand in hand with some different relationships that we may see. So should people accept cheating to stop loneliness? If not, then why?
I mean, I would say no, you shouldn't accept it just to not be, lonely. You just need to get the hell on out of there, and then find that one that won't, cheat on you.
Yeah, because there's nothing wrong with being by yourself sometimes and just sitting there catching thoughts and just realizing who you are as a person and how you can make things better in your relationship. So people believing that they're lonely, that's just a way of life and things that people need to learn to adjust to become better people in my eyes. So to you, what's better, sex or love? And if love, why?
I mean, I believe that love is like a whole lot better because it's not really just a quick fix. You know what I'm saying? With love, you really get the sex as well as that close feeling. With sex, all you get is a quick nut, and hey.
Okay, I guess that's why you have the bachelors in love. So moving on, name 2 couples you are most like in relationships.
I think I'm most like T.I. and Tiny and
That's what's up.
Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, because I don't give a damn.
Okay, I see you done said those about twice. Now, one is like a vampire-listic love life, and the other thugged out a little bit, yacked up.
I don't mean in like that sense. I mean it's
Tell Detroit what you
I'm gonna do what I do, and just in case the public find out, hey, we all human.
Okay. So, why do you think relationships don't last here in Detroit?
I think it's usually it has a lot to do with money.
Yeah, and money has always been Detroit's issues. Like I said, we might have it a lot of times, and sometimes we might not have it at all. So the things that people have to learn to do is, like I said, be able to put their minds together, stick together, not go against each other, because that's what a lot is happening now. When one person is down, they tend to bring the other person down, and 2 broke people in a relationship, I don't see making it anyway.
Romance without finance equals no chance.
Trust, believe it. So, why do you think so is money more important than love here in Detroit? And if yes, why?
I would say no, but at the same time, it's like about even, because you have to put out the same amount of money and love, you know what I'm saying?
So true. I also believe that it's important because you need that to be able to survive anyway. So love is going to be there regardless, You are always going to need love to have something special and to be happy. I mean, money is something that can be spent in a time, in a day, in hours. So that is not nothing to, really look up to or need in your life. I mean, you need it for basic things, but when it comes to your personal happiness, it doesn't really matter. So is abuse okay for love and abuse of any kind?
I mean, I don't feel like it's ever okay, but it might or it may not happen. But as far as the verbal, that might, happen. But and forth every once in a while. You can't agree on everything.
So true. But abuse of any kind is not kosher. It's not something that you want to stick out, that you want to try to make work. There's so many different abuse hotlines you can contact if you are in danger or if you feel like you're being abused mentally, emotionally, or physically. These are other things that people should be contacted about and notified that you feel this way.
You see this though.
Right, and being safe, relationships, you're going to have your arguments and sometimes you might have your spats, but it should never be that hard. And once we all realize that, I think we'll be a little bit more happier. So for my final question for tonight, Dr. Love, and I hope you enjoyed coming out with us and checking out Detroit and, spending a little time with us. What is the main reason men are afraid of commitment, and how can we women fix that?
Well, I believe that a man has to feel ready and comfortable, to be able to commit to a woman. It's not really a whole lot. And be patient, and just keep doing what they.
So true. We can do the that we want.
Be that significant person in their life, but after those tries and those signs of affection are shown,
it's best that you understand that if that person really wants to be with you or really sees you as being that person they want to share their time or life with, they will. So we've reached that time, but before we leave tonight, I want to give a shout out to my new thing that I have out for the show, which is called the Fact Finder. So every week we will have a fact finder where you can go find out, and probably something you may want to know or a question you want to ask, where you could go find out about yourself. So this week's fact finder is the top 5 shortest marriages and the top 5 longest marriages and couples. So I'm going to start with the top 5 shortest marriages. I'm going to start from 5 to 1. So the top 5 shortest marriages, number 5 is Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Esposito. They were married for 4 months. Then you might not believe this because everybody probably thought that this would have been the top couple, but actually number 4 is Kim Kardashian and Chris Humphrey that was married 3 months. You have number 3, Eddie Murphy and Tracy Edmonds, 15 days. That's also another shocker for me because, Eddie Murphy actually took Tracy Edmonds from Babyface, if guys don't remember that back then. Yeah. So number 2 was Carmen Electra and Dennis Rodman, who were married for 9 days. And number 1, our top number 1 shortest marriage was Britney Spears and Jason Alexander, who was married for 5.5 hours.
Wow.
Yes. And the longest married couple in the world has been married for 85 years. All this information you can go on to blogeducationconnection.com to find all about that and your celebrities or anyone you might want to know about. Also, the top 5 celebrity couples together the longest, just couples, we're not talking about marriages now. We have, we're going to start from 5 to 1 again. We have number 5, Heidi Klum and Seal, who's been together since 2005. Jada Pinkett and Will Smith since 97. Victoria Beckham and David Beckham since 99. Jay-Z and Beyonce since 2005. Angelina Jolie is number 1, and Brad Pitt. They've been together for ages, as stated by them. And you can find more about that at fashion69.com /top-5-Hollywood. So
any of that information you might want to know about, check us out. Keep watching. And like once again, I want to thank my guest, Dr. Timothy Love, for coming out and checking out my web series.
It's nice to be here.
Yes, yes. And you may want to let Detroit know what you're doing or anything you have coming up. And
you can just come and see me on my personal practice on Woodward and Never Street.
Okay.
15546. Yeah.
Okay.
It's right next to Dreamland.
Oh, is that down the street from Catch Me When You See Me?
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody come on down and check him out. And keep watching Sexy Dollar 5526 to check out the new episode coming up next week. And deuces.